Hello, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to our revision session for the Mathematics N2 paper. And this is, I'm doing this paper is the latest exam. For some of you wrote this paper and some of you are preparing for your Mathematics N2 exam. And this is suggested answers and solutions. So in this video, I'm going to go through this whole paper. If you can just take a look at this. This is what we're going to go through. So we've got our full question. We're going to do this question 3, question 4, question 5, and question 6. It ends in question 6. So, and then the rest is the formula sheet. So I'm going to go through this whole paper with you. So I'll encourage, don't leave this video. Stay until the end, because you never know which question might repeat in your exam. Remember, they recycle these papers. They bring sometimes a question from this other year and this other year, and you might be actually looking at the question that you will face in the exam. So I want you to stay put. Go with me through this video as I go through this Mathematics N2. If you are not subscribed and you are watching the 24-minute lesson for the first time, I'll encourage you, this is the time to subscribe. Okay, so let's go through this paper, and a few things that I want to take note of here. Not much on the instructions, and there is something intriguing about this Mathematics N2. They don't tell us the rounding off to what decimal. If you can check it, they have in N1, they have in N3, but in N2 you don't have. So you can leave your answer in 2 decimal places if they don't state, or 3, is up to you. But the key thing is be neat with your work. All right. Now let us look at question number 1 here. It says solve for h in the following equations, and this is 2 marks. So 1.1.1. So this is where we are starting here. What are we doing? We are solving for h. 2 marks. So it mustn't take us long. Let me say, how could we have approached this question? It says 7 plus and then 7h minus 7 is equal to minus 3, and we have h plus 7. All right, so let's take this to this side here. So now if you're working this, and then how do you think you could have done this question? Now to me, I think the easier way to do this is to open up this bracket, meaning this 7 will multiply and this 7 will multiply, and then you're going to collect like terms. So it will be 7 plus 7 times h, it's 7h. 7 times negative 7, use a calculator, you'll get 49. But negative 49 is equal to, again, what you do here is, you see the bracket means you need to open up this bracket, this expansion, guys. You must be familiar with that. Minus 3 times h is minus 3h. And then minus 3 times 7 is minus 21. But please verify with the calculator. From here, you collect like terms, meaning minus 3h with the negative sign, it comes this side. Remember, there is an equal sign here. It's negative, it will become positive. So what you're going to have is, you will have 7h plus 3h. That is all you have for the h and the h, equal to, now look at the other one. You have got already minus 21 is good, but there is a negative 41. It will jump the equal sign here. It's negative, it will become positive. So what are you going to have? You're going to have minus 21 already. Let me write it there. But it's now going to be plus 49. Look again, you have this 7. The 7 here, it will jump the equal sign. When it comes here, it's positive, you see? So when it jumps the equal sign, it becomes what? Negative there. I mean, this is my equal sign division, it becomes negative. Why? The sign there is positive. So you'll have now a negative 7. Okay, I'm just going to maintain there. Guys, I'm just taking time here, but it's not complicated. 7 plus 3, it's 10h, is equal to, quickly take a calculator for this. Don't try to work it out mentally. I know you can do it, but don't waste time, you know. All right, okay, got my 2 calculators, but it's fine. It's minus 21 plus 49 minus 7. Simple. It gives me what? It gives me 21. So there it is. I've got 20, 21 is positive. Then how do I get h? You divide by what you don't want. It's 10. Remember, just a few things here. You cannot now do this and say 10 to this other side, because 10 and h are bound together like a glue by a multiplication. So it's like you've got 10 times h is equal to 21. The opposite of multiplication is division. That's why you divide both sides. When it's multiplying, you do the opposite. Just like when you add, the opposite is subtraction. So when you do that, h is equal to 10 over 21. 21 over 10, which is equal to 2,1. It's up to you how you want to leave your answer, guys. I mustn't spend much here, but don't leave your answer like that. Test it. So what you do, you've got your calculator. Where there is h, what are you going to do? You're going to put 2,1 or 21 over 10. So let's do that. Right, with the calculator here. So what I have, let me check this. So what I have is 7 plus 7, and then bracket is h. That's why I put 2,1. You see, minus 7, or you put 20. The actual one we got, it was something like this. It was 21 over 10. You can use that one. You see, and then you say minus 7, and then you say you put this and put an equal sign. You'll get minus 273 over 10. So it's negative 273 over 10. That is our left hand side. And then equal to, let's try our right hand side and see what is it going to give us. So it must give us something that is the same, because if it's not the same, it means it's wrong. So it's minus 3 bracket h, which is 21 over what? Over 10, then plus 7. Then close the bracket, equal to, there I'm getting minus 273 over 10. Minus 273 over 10. Guys, this is my right hand side. That's how you test. The left hand side called the right hand side. It means my answer here, definitely it is correct. You see, I was saying taking a bit of time, but that's how you don't want to lose these simple marks like this. There is the rounding off. You see, they are specific now, 3 decimal places, 4 marks. Look at this. It says you are given this now. When they say 3 decimal places, guess what? I'm going to write this for you so that you can see how you can easily pick up these kind of questions. 3h squared plus 3h is equal to 7. So the moment they say leave your answer to 3 decimal places, look at the mark allocation. They gave it 4 marks. Why did they give it 4 marks? Because they know you cannot factorize this. This, guys, is a quadratic equation. This is quadratic. Okay, why do I say it's quadratic? Look at the power. Size power is 2. So it's similar to the general formula of a quadratic equation, which is what? Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. You need to bring it into this format. For you to do that, it means the 7 must jump the equal sign from positive to negative. What will it become? It will become 3h squared plus 3h. Now minus 7, look, equal to 0. You see now, we have meshed it with the general format of the quadratic equation. That's what they wanted. From here, you know now, you have to go through the what? You have to use the quadratic formula. Now, let's quickly go to this. These are the formulas. And guys, don't forget, you need to go through your formulas right as you see it, in as much as you are used to it, but don't make errors. There is the quadratic formula. Minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4 over 2a in that square root. So go for that. So I'm going to do that. I know most of you say, but I know it. So it says x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Are you with me? So we're not finding x, as we are going to say h is equal to, you understand? But now, that's where now I say you need to compare. So how do you compare? So what I'm going to do, this is what I do. I write it here on top and say 3h squared plus 3h minus 7 equal to 0. Then I start to compare to say my x squared is like my h squared. You see this? Don't put the plus there. Look at this. This is like the same. See, h squared, x squared. But look, 3 and a. So you see that? It means a is equal to 3. You do the same thing. There is outside. Look at outside the equal sign. I mean the plus. The plus is outside. Here is plus b. If it's minus, you take minus. So it means b is what? B is 3 because h is that x. So you write b is equal to 3. Look at what is remaining. Plus c is what is remaining. And there is minus 7. Meaning c equal to minus 7. Guys, that's what you simply do. So when you're writing this formula, h is equal to, now where it says minus b, you say minus bracket b is 3. I'm now following this quadratic formula. Okay, plus or minus square root of bracket b squared is 3 squared minus 4a is what? 3. C is negative 7. And then you divide all over 2 and my a is 3. That's why they say leave your answer to how many decimal places, guys? They say leave your answer to 3 decimal places. Now I'm going to show you how your calculator can then make things easier for you. So let's just put this in to say fraction minus 3 bracket 3. Take it as you see it. Plus, start with a plus. Square root of 3 squared minus 4. A is 3. C is negative 7. Then all over 2 and 3. Alright, equal to. Then you get this, but press SD. They say 3 decimal place, which is 1,107. Now they will penalize you if you get your answer wrong here, because rounding off is important. As you can see, it's 1,107. 2 is below 5. It doesn't affect that, but your calculator can round for you. You say shift, set up, then you go for 6. Then how many decimal places? It says fix to 0 to 9. You fix to 3, because they said 3 decimal places. There it is, 1,107. So let me, there have it, 1,107, or h is equal to, let me bring it back again. Play backwards. What do I need? I need the negative version now. Equal to, again, SD. Remember my calculator is already rounding off. Minus 2,107. Which is minus 2,107. So guys, these are the answers to this question. 4 marks. Put it in the pocket. You're good to go. Do you need to test it? Yes. So let me bring that answer again. Look at this. I want you to pay attention now. Pay attention. Give me your attention. Look, I said shift setup. I'm going to take it back to normal, which is 8. Then normal is 1 there. If I say SD, is back to that original number. Are you with me? So I'm going to say, look, if I press AC and then I say answer equal to, it still gives me my last answer. Even if I press again AC, as long as I say my answer equal to, the calculator always keeps the last answer. So I'm going to say this. 3h squared, I'll write it as 3 answer squared. Remember my answer, that one, plus 3h, which is 3 answer. If I say equal to, it must give me the 7. You see, that's how I test it. Then it means my answer is correct. Alright, I hope you guys got it. We got to move. Given the formula 1.2, given the formula blah 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 blah, make D the subject of the formula. I need to make D the subject. 3 marks. I don't know, the way they phrased up these questions was a bit different from the previous papers, but yeah, it's still algebra. Let's go according to what they want, which is 2 over D is equal to x squared over 4D plus h. Now I want to make what D the subject. They made it 3 marks. Interesting, but let's take it as it comes. How do you go about making D the subject of the formula? You know what? There are different ways. I'm tempted to follow different ways, but this is what I suggest. Get rid of the fraction, because I see D is appearing at the fraction in both sides. So what I can do, I'm allowed to do this, to say D, right, times 2 over D. You see? As long as D is on top, it will cancel out. So this is how it will go. Are you saying that? But let me not do that first. Let me write everything. Is equal to, and then I'm allowed again to say d, and then I'll say times x squared over 4d. That is one part. And then I'm allowed to say plus again, look at this, d, and then I'm saying times h. So what is this called? This thing of putting a d there and a d there and a d there is called distributing the d across. What I do on the left, I do on the right. And wherever there is a plus sign, it means you must do individually. You can see that I have a plus here, hence I had to do d there and d there. And at the same time, what I do on the left, you do on the right. Guys, are you paying attention? So when it's like that, what do I do now? That's when I can be able to cancel out. This goes, that goes. It gives me a 2 is equal to, that was why I did what I did. But anyway, they say d the subject, so that will be fine. Let's focus on d. I do that and I do that. Leave out the 4. Remember, I'm focusing on d. So it's x squared over 4. Now is equal to what? Look at this, d times h, which is dh. You can leave it like that, d times h. It's actually, to me, much better. From here, look, I'm putting equal to. I'm supposed to say plus. From here, it's simpler, guys. This plus allows us to take this whole thing to the other side. So what will it become? It will become here 2 minus x squared over 4 is equal to d times h. Are you with me? It was positive. You can see it was positive. It jumped the equal sign. From positive, it became negative when it crossed there. Are you agreeing with me? So that's why I did what I just did. Okay. Then from here, what do I have? I'm left with h. Still, d is attached to h with a multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division. Divide by h. So how do you do it? You can just come here and say over h on everything. Then when you do that, you got your answer. Then your answer is 2 minus x squared over 4 over h is equal to d. Now you're gonna argue with me. Some of you are gonna argue to say, but say there were many different answers you could have done. Say that again. It's true. There was a lot of approach here. Many different approaches. I'll do one video to show you maybe 4 different approaches you could have done here. But this is still correct. Okay. This is still correct. Some of you, maybe your answer was like this. For example, let me say here, if you have got your 4 here, then you've got 4 times 2, it will become 8 minus x squared, and then over h. This will be correct. Another one can have it like this. It's still correct. 8 minus x squared. Remember, I'm doing it fast now. Over 4h. This is still correct. This is still the same thing. They'll still mark you, whatever case. Okay, you will see the next one. I think it works. It says, calculate the exact value now of d if x is equal to 4 and h is equal to 2. See now, x is 4, h is 2. So let's come here and say, if we are told x is equal to 4, h is equal to 2. Now, I'm going to put it in all these 3. I hope it's going to fit like this, yes. And see if it gives us the same answer, isn't it? And I think it will give us the same answer. Let's try it. Alright, so if it doesn't give the same answer, it means somehow something is wrong. Look at this now. It's 2 minus, now they told us what is x. X is 4. So fraction again, which is 4 squared over 4, then over 2 equal to d is negative 1. Do you see that? Apologies guys for the background noise. There will be background noise wherever I'm recording this video. It's in the middle of the day, so apologies. It's minus 1. You see, don't forget. Let's do the other one. The other one is I've got a fraction and I've got a fraction on top. So it will be 8 minus x squared, which is 4 squared over 4. Then all over h is what? Is 2. I must get minus 1. You see, there it is. Then I'm here. The other one was 8 squared, 8 minus 4 squared over 4 times, which is bracket 2. 4 times h equals to minus 1. You see? So d here, in all these, I can conclude and say d is equal to minus 1. So it doesn't matter, you got this one, you got this one, you got that one. D must maintain. Alright, so far so good. Now moving on to the next one. It says let's go there. Plane A flying from Lesotho to South Africa collided with plane B flying from Eswatini to from the kingdom, guys. Collided with the plane from the kingdom to South Africa. Okay, given that the flight path of plane A is defined by the equation 4y minus 4t is equal to 4, and the flight path of plane B is defined by the equation blah 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 blah. Calculate the coordinates of the point of collision of plane A and plane B. The keywords, they said a lot of things here, a lot of things. You'll be asking, where does Lesotho fit with South Africa? Where does Swaziland fit with South Africa? But guess what? Don't worry about that. What is important is this: the equation 1, next one, equation 2, next one, they collided, point of collision. So that point of collision is simply a point of intersection when it comes to graphs. Intersection. In that intersection, you equate two equations. So let's write the first one. 4y minus 4t is equal to 4. Let's start there. 4y minus 4t is equal to 4. That is the first equation. Let's do the other one. 8t minus 22. 8t minus 22 is equal to minus 2y. So you don't need to know much here. The only thing that you needed to be aware of was, okay, they gave me two equations, and when they gave me two equations like this and there's a point of intersection, guess what? They want you to solve these two equations what? Simultaneously. That's what they were trying just to do. In a full of wara stories, they were just wara, but they are trying to say, they didn't want to say solve these two equations simultaneously. So here you know equation 1, equation 2. Guys, it's up to you how you want to go across this thing. But what I can suggest is, it's two different things. I can try to use the simpler version instead of using this thing of substitution, and so I can say, okay, I want to eliminate 8t. Remember simultaneous equation? So I can multiply this by 2, this one by 1. So when I multiply equation 2 by 2, what will I have? 2 times 4, it will be 8y. 2 times 4 minus 8t is equal to 2 times 4, which is 8. You see that? This, I'll still maintain, maybe let's call it equation 3 now. Then you continue. The other one was multiplied by 1, so it doesn't change. 8t minus 22 is equal to minus 2y. This is still equation 2. From here, what do? I roll off, and I see that, okay, I've got negative here and I've got positive, so I just add. You add these two equations. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'll do this and I say plus. In other words, you're saying 3, equation 3 plus equation 2. That is what you're doing there. All right, so let's do that. Which am I going to say 8y here, and then minus 22, it remains, but look, this will cancel out. Minus 8 plus 8 will cancel out, is equal to, on the right hand side you have got 8, then minus 2y. You see how everything went. So now from here, negative 2y jumps the equal sign, negative positive. Negative 22 jumps the equal sign, negative positive. So you do that. So 8y plus 2y is equal to 8 plus 22. And then from here, you solve. 8 plus 2 is 10y is equal to 22 plus 8 is 30. You divide by 10, you divide by 10. Then from there, you've got y is equal to 3. That's the first one. So far, so good. Then after that, you choose any equation, whether equation 1 or equation 2. For argument's sake, let's take equation, for example, let's take equation 1, 4y minus 4t. then you say into 1 for y minus 4t is equal to 4. Remember, we said into 1, and we know what is y. Y is 3. So you're going to say 4, where there is y, you put 3, minus 4t is equal to 4. Now, you know 4 times 3 is 12. 12 being positive jumps the equal sign, from positive becomes negative. So minus 4t is equal to 4 minus 12. Minus 4t is equal to 4 minus 12 is negative 8. Divide by negative 4 over negative 4. Cancel out, and the negative becomes positive. Use your calculator. Here you get what? 2. There are the answers. Y is equal to 3 and t is equal to 2. Now let's go to the question. The question says calculate the coordinates of the point of intersection. Now the coordinates, where did they intersect? You're going to say coordinates of intersection. Depends how, you see, if they said x and y, it was going to be easier here. You know xy coordinates. So 4y and 4t is a bit tricky. We're going to use let's say you're using these coordinates t, see, it's x and y, x, y, and then t comes before y. So we're going to say t and y here. Let me just see if ever I'm going to be doing this correctly, just to verify a few things here. So it's plane A collided. Okay, it doesn't say the equation what t stands for, what y stands for. So we'll assume this is it. Then the answer will become what? 2 and 3. These are the coordinates. But for someone, it was not clear. For someone who has got y, t, what was the answer? The coordinates of intersection, of collision, it's going to be 3 and 2. I think they must accept both answers here. Alright, because it's not fully, to me, it's not fully clear what was starting. If it was xy, you know, x and y on the equation, you know x starts before y. You know what I mean? So guys, can you test this? Yes, you can test this, as long as you know t is what? 2 and y is 3. You come here, you verify both equations. So you take a calculator. Where there is t, you put what? You put the value of t. Remember, t is 3. I mean, t is 2. Y is what? Y is 3. So let's do that. Let's test that. So 4y is 3 minus 4, t is 2. It must give us 4. There is 4. Go to the next equation, 8, and then t is 2. Then what? Minus 22. What is the answer? Minus 6. Put, that is the left hand side. Go to the right hand side, minus 2y is 3. You'll see it's minus 6. So minus 6 is called minus 6. Do you see that? It left hand side, right hand side. So guys, this becomes also 0. It becomes correct. I mean, you can actually do that thing of balancing the left hand side and the right hand side. So guys, that was question 1. You get 14 marks. Is it something to play around? No. Now let's look at question 2 here. Question number 2. I'm here in question number 2. So guys, if you're benefiting and this is making sense, just give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment so that I can know you guys are getting something at the end. Given the following algebraic expressions 1 and 2, factorize each expression completely. 4 marks. Guys, you see, we have been factorizing. Let me see. Okay, here we factorized. See the importance of factorization. Now we are factorizing here. I kid you not, I dare you, this whole 20 marks was on factorization. Guys, I do lessons, you know, I do each and every time. I enroll students for online lessons. Just inquire on the comments to say, please tell me when there are lessons. But you can also check quickly here on this website, www.24minute as in minute.co.za. You see, so don't forget www.24minute.co.za. you can book yourself for some lessons, because each and every trimester I do have lessons just before your exams for revision, and this is the part where I actually cover making sure that you don't lose these 20 marks, you know. But let's move on. Look at this. It says here I must factorize. So what do I have? I've got 3a y minus 2b y minus 3ax plus 2xb. I need to what? I need to they said what? What are the question here? Factorize, right? Factorize. Okay. You do by grouping, you know. Remember grouping. When you are grouping here, what you need, if I can just bring it back here, what you need to do is you check your first two to say, okay, I'm gonna group it like this. What's common in my first two? What's common in my last two? And then in your first two, you can see that y is common. So I'm gonna take out y. So you're going to say, okay, y is common, take out y, and then from there you put a bracket. When you're taking out something, it's simple saying 3a y, we are dividing by that y. That's what it means. 3a remains. You see, you write what is remaining, 3a minus again 2by, be sensitive of the sign, divide by y, what you took out. You cancel there, it's 2b. Be careful of the sign. Do you see that? Now always take a positive, always take out a positive. For now, ask yourself what's common in the two. Okay, nothing common except x. So you're going to take out what? You're going to take out x here. Alright, then you continue, open your bracket. Again, what you're simply doing is you are dividing by x now, each item. So you are saying 3ax over x. Alright, so cancel that, 3a is remaining. So that's what you write, 3a. But look, it's minus 3a. Be careful, be careful, be careful. There is that negative. Don't say 3a, you get it wrong. It's minus 3a. Plus, then 2xb divided by x. You cancel out, 2b is remaining. See that? That's how you factorize, guys. Equal to. Now, inside the bracket, it looks the same, but the signs are interchanged. That's when we say you interchange now things. You write this one as the same, y 3a minus 2b, nothing changes. But look now, when I come to this part, that's where I'll say from positive x is minus x. Put a bracket. From minus 3a is now positive 3a. From plus 2b is now minus 2b. Why am I doing it? Look now, it's matching 3a minus 2b, 3a minus 2b. Before it was 3a, the other side minus 3a. Minus 2b plus 2b. You take out a negative. That's what we mean. Whenever I achieve that, you write your bracket now, 3a minus 2b, and you've got what? Y minus x. Outside the bracket, which is that and that. There it is. If it's 4 marks, it means that one is 2 marks. Look at this one, 3bx. Let me take it out because this question continues. 3bx minus 3by. So I'll write it like that. 3bx minus 3by. And then what else do I have? 3bx minus 3by plus 4ax minus 4ay plus 4ax minus 4ay. So let's just confirm a few things. 3bx minus 3by plus 4x minus 4ay. 3bx minus 3by. Look at this. Same thing. You ask yourself what's common in the first two, what's common in the last two. Of course, you're going to say, I see b, but don't forget even 3 is common this time. So you're going to take out what? 3b. Alright. When I told you when you're doing that, you are saying 3bx. You're dividing by that 3b. So that 3b goes, you're left with x. So you write x here. Then minus, and then now you've got 3by. I think you can see now. Divided by 3b, you cancel out, you've got y here. Then again, always take out a positive. What is common is no longer a now, it's 4a. So when I cancel out the 4a, you see that x is left. So I write x minus, cancel out the 4a again, minus y. This one came out straight. You see, x minus y. So you write that bracket once, please. You write it once. X minus y. What is outside the bracket is 3b. The sign here plus 4a. Guys, what you have done is, there is your 4 marks. If you say it was difficult, I'll say you didn't go throughout these lessons with me. You are struggling because you are not involving me. If you involve me, this must never be an issue at all. You must do this thing in a shortest period of time in your maths. From here, they said factorize each expression. So that's what we've done. The next 4 marks, determine the HCF and the LCM. This is Bob and Flays now. This is the easiest part that you can think of. Let me see it from here. Look at this. If they say HCF, highest common factor, they are saying come to this and come to this. Remember, these were the factorized version. If I remind you here, this was the factorized. I put them in squares so that you can see both of them. They are saying for highest common factor, they're saying show us what appears in 1, I'll call it 1, and what appears in 2. What is common there in 1 and 2? Y minus x. X minus y. It looks like nothing is common. 3a minus 3b, 3b plus 4a. You're going to say y minus x, x minus y. Guys, no, these are not the same. Y here is positive, x is negative. Here, x is positive, y is negative. So they are not the same. You can come in here to make them the same and say, okay, let me take out a what? Like I showed you, take out a negative on the first one. So that you take out a negative, here you'll have minus x. From minus y becomes plus y. See that? And then you've got what? 3b, plus 4a. See what I just did? And then when you continue, now you've got minus, start with y, it will be y minus x. And then what else? 3b plus 4a. Or from here, let's take it from here. You could have instead taken out a negative 3b. You can say, okay, let me take out a negative 3b here. So what are you going to have? If it was minus 3b here, you're going to say 3b into that is going to be minus x now. Then the negative here was going to be plus y. Are you seeing that? And then from there, I think this is much better. It will make us not to make some errors here, in case I made some errors in the other part. Now from here, what am I going to take out? I'm not going to take out a positive. I'll also take out a negative. Negative. I see now things are changing now. Negative what? I'm going to take out a negative 4a. Okay. Negative 4a. So what am I going to have? Instead of x, I'm going to have minus x. See, it's interchanging. Everything is changed. Now I took out a negative, is plus y. I see now. Alright, from here, this is the same. So I'll write minus 3b. Okay, let's start with what is inside the bracket. It's minus x plus y. You can write it like this, y minus x. Are you with me? And then outside the bracket, it's minus 3b minus 4a. Do you see what I just did? But I want to show you now. Let's continue. I can argue and say, okay, this negative here that is appearing here, this one, because it looks like these two are now different. You see here I've got 3b plus 4a and I've got minus 3b plus 4a. We can take it out, this negative out, and then you'll have y minus x. And then here negative become now positive 3b, negative become positive 4a. See, that negative y minus x is still this particular negative here. You see this? But now, having done that, we can now bring in this guy here. Where is that guy? It was y minus x. This one, 3, because we're looking at this one that we changed. We can bring 3a minus 2b here. The second one, 3a minus 2b. And what else? And we bring in y minus x. Y minus x. I think that's where the trick, they wanted to trick you now. They wanted to trick you here. Check out. And then when it comes to HCF now, I'm back now to say, let's answer the actual question. They say find the HCF. At first, you couldn't find the HCF from here. There was nothing common on this one that I did here. Let me redo it again. Here there was nothing common. If you said nothing common, you're gonna get it wrong, because this guy here and this guy here, you can see that after taking out a negative in one of them, there it is, y minus x, y minus x. So what is the HCF, guys? The HCF is y minus x. That's the HCF. What about the LCM? The LCM, you write everything that you see. First, what you see, negative, so you say minus. Y minus x is one of them. Y minus x. What you see next, 3b plus 4a, you write them. 3b plus 4a. Next thing, what you see? You see 3b minus 3a minus 2b. And then y minus x, you already wrote it, so this becomes the LCM. Okay, a bit tricky, I will agree, but you could have done that. Alright, now we are moving on to the next question. Simplify each of the following algebraic expressions. 12 marks is yours. What do you need here? Factorization. So guys, you need to learn the skill of factorization. So let's go and do this. If you don't know factorization, you're gone. This 20 marks was on factorization. So what are you gonna do? Let's go there. 2.2.1. Alright, so you have got what? It says 3m plus n squared